in
Wait, it
Facebook.
says, yay, we are back on, but what is he?
It said we're back on.
That's what someone said.
I don't think so.
I would post in the comment section the actual.
Yeah, I did. I did. I just, hey guys,
I didn't even see that.
I just posted. Like it's probably in newest first comments in the old video. That's where,
Hmm.
and we're probably like live right now.
Or what?
I'm like, no, I made our other one live. So if anybody's watching, I'm so sorry. Technical difficulties. I'm gonna actually post on Facebook and let everyone know they can watch here. Although I don't see anybody here right now. Darn it.
Wait, I just refreshed the screen and it's the same link. I think. Oh no, it's not. Just kidding.
No, well, right now we're on a different Google.
Uh, okay.
So I told everybody to come here, but I know that also.
Can you send me the link via Gmail or whatever Gtalk? I'll post it.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna post it in the group too. Let's see, where were we? All right, so the only thing I can think of is um, we can just do one. I don't even know where to find you. I have too much going. I'm just gonna email it to you.
That's fine.
Um,
I have my email open.
so only thing I can think of is that we can do one, which would have been this would have been better, but send because like right now we're taping, so this is awkward. Like this is
Great. Welcome, guys. Our first growing pains of.
I know, and I'm like the only thing I can think of is and like, but no one's watching. So that's what I'm just saying. The only thing I can think of is um we could just do a video and then I could just post it.
Yeah, we'll do the same thing. Well, I'll finish it out, but let me just try to.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
trying to see if anybody's watching because we can just yeah, right. No one's watching. So what I'm gonna the best thing to do is I'll tell them on Facebook. You want me to see if I can try to get them back?
yeah, try to post in your
But
old.
no, I mean, because what if huh? So this is what I'm thinking that you and I can just create like a good 20-minute like somebody said go back to YouTube. Oh yeah, somebody said it's back on, but I'm like oh god. So I think instead, somebody's watching now. Hey, if you're watching, I think it probably would be better, Tom.
I'm here. I'm here.
Yeah. It would probably be better if we separate and just post the video in the group. You see what I mean? Just because, just in case it happens again. I know one person's watching. Hey, one person who's watching, but I feel like that's probably the best bet because as it is now, I mean, what do you think, Tom?
I think we should just keep going. It's recorded, and we'll just. I want to get the link back to the old one.
Okay.
Where's the old video? I don't even have it anymore.
Uh, oh, the Google link.
Yeah.
I don't have the old video link.
Oh, here it is.
Um, so I am going this new link because people are asking where are we now. So I'm gonna try to post and share. Sorry for the one person who's watching and we're awkwardly fumbling around. Unless the one person watching is actually Tom, which is
That's probably maybe.
funny.
I don't know.
Here's the link. I'm just gonna post it. Here's the link
I'm gonna
to
post it
the
everywhere. Oh, yeah, that's a
view.
good point.
So I'm gonna post it in a group, and then we'll, like you said, we'll just tape and just whatever, however it goes, it goes. Somebody said where paste. Okay. All right. Somebody said what happened. Here. Back here. We're back here. I'm just answering some people. It is. Let's see if there's any other people. so that way they know. All right. So if you're watching, just give me a minute. I just want to kind of let anyone else know that that we're back. Yeah. So I just want to make sure. There it is. So these are the growing pains of Google Hangout. We will not be using Google Hangout during the academy because of this reason right here.
Yep.
Just gonna put one more post. We're back here. Someone was like, they're gonna miss it. Kind of let back on. Anyone else know that? Yeah. Oh, Tom, if you could turn me off back on here.
What do you mean turn you off?
No, I just heard myself. Okay, there you go. All right, so we're back. All right, so there's a few people watching, and I'm sorry for the confusion. So me and Tom are just gonna kind of like go over the course again. The good thing is that it's taped, and you will be able to watch later. So Tom, if you could just give us like I said, once again, an overview of the course, and just go like week by week, kind of what we can expect,
Sure.
and we'll round out.
Yeah. So let's try to pick up where we were after our 10-minute little stint here, but that's okay. Again, we were just kind of jumping into the who, what, where, why, and when, right? So let me start with who. First of all, who am I? Just a random guy on the internet, I'm sure, but I'm actually going to be the investment professor, if you will, the proctor who's going to be teaching the course. And my background, education-wise at least, is I hold my BS in management from Kean University. So anybody from Kean, we're alum together. And then we have I actually went and came back to Rutgers Business School to complete my MBA, and I did a double specialization, one in finance and one in management business strategy. So I really always wanted to look at, hey, what's on the finance side and what all the illustrious things there, but also the business strategy of how to what do you do with the money and how do you manage a corporation. So that's kind of my brief background. And one of the bigger things that I think is just drawing on something that happened in the past, and what sparked me actually sitting in front of you guys today was that I was at J.P. Morgan Chase Bank as a banker, and I kind of looked at the company stock, and at that point it was only $15, and I'll tell you the rest of the story later. But I always wondered, like, what do I do with this? If I know that JPMC, I worked here, and I thought it was great, I think it's a great bank. How do I put money into it? And that initial thought really rolled into, me continuing my education and, spending several years in the market now. And I hope, crossing my fingers, that I'm successful and stay successful within the investment world. So that's kind of who I am. Part of the course itself is who are you, and who is this course designed for? Tiffany kind of did it, kind of give you a little bit before, but I think there's three main buckets, and there's a giant spectrum of it all. But the first one is anybody that's interested in investing, in whatever capacity that may be. Whether you're just curious, you want to spend time developing a little more fundamentals because you watch Mad Mike all the time on CNN Money, or you read the stocks all the time, and you just want to have the water cooler talk with your friends at work, whatever, So that's the second type. And then there's 3 or 4 people that are, maybe you are an investor. We had a few people like that in the course that I taught, that they were investors or they are investing, and they just want to sharpen their toolbox, or they want to bring more tools to the fight itself. So that's another great way we can help you within the literature investing portion of it. So it spans from anybody from A to Z. We have really everything from the basic fundamentals and all the way up to the advanced. Depending on where you want to jump in, there's something for you. So that's kind of the who. I think as you're sitting and watching this, you can find yourself wherever you are on the spectrum. In terms of the why, I think it's really keen to know, and I'll jump through this pretty quickly as to why. Why do I teach? And I think as a proctor, as somebody who wants to teach, you're kind of curious as to why they teach, and it's not just money driven. But for me, it's about I was given a skill to be able to take something very complex and to actually break it down to something that's a little more understandable, more practical. And it's been a blessing in myself that I can do that. And ever since I had that question at J.P. Morgan Chase, I never wanted anyone else to ever have that question, but then not have the tools to answer that. So that's kind of the why. Why do I teach this investment courses? So that everyone that I know, anyone that I interact with that takes these courses, doesn't have to have that big question mark over the head anymore about what's investing, because you'll have the tools you need to answer those questions.
So I think if it was me, okay, so me, like you guys, like I said, I'm not some master investor at all. I'm actually going to be taking comp score. So I'm like, whoop, whoop. So, Tom, kind of give us an overview when we are done taking this course, and maybe go week by week. So we know that your course is going to be 6 weeks, right?
Yep.
And it's going to be 2 video classes, live video classes a month.
Yep.
And which is awesome because that means Tom, and we will not be using Google Hangout. So you
That's
won't have
okay.
to. Yeah, it was free, so you get what you pay for. Classes a month with Tom. And how long will the classes be?
The classes are going to be an hour long, and the format that we're looking at is going to be 45 minutes. So that's 45 minutes of lecture, and there's going to be 15 minutes of Q&A. So it's going to
Okay.
be so every week we're going to spend a week together, an hour together. But there's going to be a lot more going into that, and the reason why is that we want to have the FaceTime, but I want to make this, and we want to make this very practical to you and to reinforce it. So there's going to be a bit of pre-work. So you're going to have a little bit of reading to do or material, whatever it is that fits within the week. We're going to have the live conference, and then you're going to have post work, so like kind of like your homework. So I don't want to give anybody anxiety, but we'll have homework just to just to reinforce what we're talking about. But then something also I'm going to call active work. So the active work is what Tiffany alluded to before. Is it's actually a live online platform that uses kind of money, or it's an online trading platform that you can use fake money to make real world investments and see how they work. So this is the active part. So you're learning, you're reinforcing, but you're also doing as well as you learn through this process.
So tell us, okay, so tell me, week one, what can I expect week one?
Sure. So week one, we're going to dive right in, and we're going to talk about you as an investor. So you need to, before you understand anything about investing, you need to understand yourself, right? Just like budgeting, I'm sure. So we're going to, we call it the investor mindset. So how do what are the certain things you need to think about as yourself as an investor? And we'll put definition around that. The top 5 to 10 things you need to ask yourself so that you can fit yourself into some sort of investor profile. So we're going to be able to also give you a profile that you can kind of identify with, and certain parameters around the investor mindset and the profiles. Like are you a conservative person? Are you aggressive? Are you a day trader? So there's a lot of different ways that people approach investing, and we'll talk about those. And then
okay, one, you will decide what kind of investor am I. So week two.
Week two is going to be, we're going to talk about, okay, so you know what kind of investor you are. Now we're going to talk about your daily life. So when you go through your daily life and you're like, man, like I really noticed that Beats by Dre, this is 3 years ago before it got popular, right? You're like, man, everybody's wearing those over the head, headsets again. And like, I thought that was in the 80s, So, those are the kind of things that we're going to talk about. And how do you identify those trends that you see in the real life? But then we're going to teach you how to identify the public company. And then we're going to say, well, okay, now that I have a public company like Nike, like, Beats by Dre, Apple, and then we're going to talk about how do we determine their investment worthiness. That's what we're going to call it. So is it a bad investment based on this particular criteria?
So that's week two. So I think we, how do I know if I can even buy this company? How do I know this is a stock, right?
Exactly.
And then right, week three is this is like the big thing for me. How do I know good or bad company? Is there some sort of checklist? So, right, so this is what I'm understanding. Week three is kind of just like figuring out what makes a good company to invest in and what makes a bad company to invest in, right? Some sort of like analysis, right?
Exactly. So we're going to dive right into, actually, there's 2 different types of analysis. One is called qualitative. So we're looking at the qualities of a company. But then on the other hand, there's also technical analysis. We're not going to talk about technical, but we're going to talk about the qualitative. So, like, is the CEO a good CEO? Whatever those type of things are. What's the trending? How have they been historically performing? Those kind of things that we can try to put in a checklist or at least a guideline of, how do we identify a bad egg from a good egg? And how we're going to do that is by definition, by a little bit of theory, but most importantly, we're going to do, for the third week at least, we're going to do a small case study. So this is something about, again, being practical, about saying, okay, let's actually look at a company together, and let's talk about the company together, but in a very quick way because it's the third week.
So what about week four? What can we expect?
Exactly. So it leads into week four, which is, so week three is the light case study. Week four, we're going to spend the entire webcast that hour talking about one company in an in-depth discovery of like, okay, we're going to really focus on, I don't know, I'm making it up, Xerox. What makes this company great? Let's do a case study. We're going to jump right in, and we're going to spend the entire hour talking about one particular company. So this way, when you go in and you decide to look at a company, you can kind of see what to look for, what are the right questions to ask, what are the numbers and the qualitative aspects that you should be looking for.
Awesome. So week 5.
Week 5 is actually my favorite one. This is where you're going to put all of those things. So the past 4 weeks, you're learning about theory, you're doing a little bit, but now you're going to jump into something called Investopedia. So, by all means, if you're reading now, Google it, Investopedia. It's a live simulator. It's something that you can, we're going to start a group game. So, the 100 people that show up and sign up, we're going to actually compete against each other. It's like a nice little fun challenge. But within yourself, you get to have an online live trading platform, but you're using pseudo money. So what we're going to do is we're going to start you out with $25,000, just like you would in the real world, and we're going to. Ooh, that's great, right? Free money. But then you're going to be able to just like, even though you don't know, like, maybe you have a couple, companies in your mind, and you're like, man, what would really happen if I put the money in the market? You're going to be able to do that. We're going to give you $25,000. You're going to be able to invest in whatever you want to invest in, and it actually tracks with the real world market. So if your company stock goes up, your actual virtual money will go up and down, vice versa. So you're going to be able to really put your practical practice right around the theory that we're talking about.
That's awesome. And 6 weeks, the last week.
Last week is the recap, and the recap is going to be reinforcing exactly what we just talked about, talking about it again, so you can get a really good sense, because we really want to drive the fundamentals. And then what we're going to do is we'll spend a little bit of time on that hour teeing you up for the next module. It's like, so what else is out there? Like, what else can you do after the fundamentals? What other courses can we take? And just to give you a little taste, we have, qualitative analysis, so we can do a course on looking at it on a qualitative way. We can do technical analysis, so if you're a numbers person and you want to talk about ratios and you want to talk about Bollinger Bands and all these crazy things, that's the technical analysis stuff. That's the really cool stuff, I think, when you want to look at charts and really understand them. We can talk about trends, like how to identify a trend. How do I know, when to go in, when to buy, and when to sell? So these are very important questions, because that's all it is, right? That's stock market in a nutshell, is when to buy and when to sell. Obviously, you want to buy low and sell high. That's the goal. But then also, how do you buy and sell? So that's the broker selection part. I have a section on where we're going to be able to help you and say, okay, well, I'm ready to invest. I want to take the steps, but I have no idea who to go to. Mm-hmm. There's TD Ameritrade, there's Scottrade, there's a million other brokers out there, and how do I pick the one that's right for me? So these are all the kind of things that are available within the academy. So you have plenty to look forward to even after the first step.
So this sounds awesome. So I'm super excited. So it looks like this: Live Richer Academy is going to be housing, like I said before, for those of you, and I'm so glad, like 53 of you came back, and I'm like, thank you so much. So Live Richer Academy is going to be housing all these amazing courses. The first course is Tom's course, which is Live Richer Investing 101, which is investing fundamentals. So you're going to learn all the stuff he just mentioned about what kind of investor are you, about basic beginning like analysis, about deciding or finding stocks in your everyday life, to do the actual simulator where he's going to give us $24,000 in fake money. Don't get too excited. So we can kind of play with. So all of this throughout the course. And even as that's going on, I'm also going to start adding more courses. For those of you who were here earlier, I talked about I'm also going to be adding a course on taxes, a course on credit, a next level, more than what we're doing in the actual Live Richer group, a course on dealing with debt collectors, a course on home buying. So the Live Richer Academy is really going to be your one-stop shop for all these amazing next level courses. I believe that basic personal finance stuff should be free. The stuff that you learned in the Live Richer Challenge, how to save, how to budget, how to begin building your emergency account, how to begin paying down debt, I believe that should be free. This is the next level of stuff that you would normally have to pay for. Like you'd have to knock on Tom's door and say, hey, Tom, teach me this. So you will be here, and Tom is here, and I've kept the price really as low as I can. The Live Richer Academy is going to be $25 a month, and you'll have access to all the courses. Currently, like I said, right now, it's just Tom's class right now, but there'll be other courses. And if you are interested in joining the Live Richer Academy and interested in taking Tom's investment course at exactly 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I think it's like 7 p.m. almost in California, but basically in 13 minutes, it's going to be live. If you go to livericherchallenge.com, there's actually Live Richer Academy. There's a little tab that says Live Richer Academy, and there's a link there that you'll be able to hold your spot for class. There's only 100 spots available. I know some of you guys are rushing there now. It's not live yet. But there's only 100 spots available because honestly, I want to give you the best possible product and service. And you see what happened this Google Hangout. We will not be using Google Hangout because of this. But I want to make sure that what me and Tom and my other instructors give you is amazing. So I want to make sure that if there's any difficulties, I'm kind of trying it out, you first 100 people, to be honest. And so the course is already fleshed out. That's not something that we're just trying out. I've seen Tom teach. He's already taught this before. So that is already done perfectly. But it's like the technical stuff that I want to work out. And quite honestly, I don't want to work that out on 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 people. I'd rather work out the technical stuff with this first 100, and then we'll open up the course once I know that all of the technical things that we're using work perfectly. I'm like super excited because honestly, I'm excited to take Tom's course. I'm going to be in class with that first 100, so it'll be 101. And like I said, Live Richer Academy is $25 a month, which is, to me, I think I asked Lisa, for those of you who are in our earlier video hangout, I always ask her because she's 25, and I'm always like, is this something that you feel like is a value add? She was like, yeah, to learn how to invest for 25 bucks a month, heck yeah. So I'm like, okay. Now, I know for some of you, I want you to look at your budget. I don't want you to just throw $25 into the Live Richer Academy unless you have already done the other work. The Live Richer Challenge was the pre-course to this course, meaning that if you're not budgeting, if you're not saving, if you're not setting aside something for retirement, if you're not putting aside money for your emergency fund, and you don't have a debt pay down plan and a credit plan, do those things. Now, if you want to join the academy just to learn, okay, but I really want you to focus on getting your foundation really strong before leaping into something else. It is more important to me that you are successful. This is the next level. So, like I said, I want to make sure that you have a strong, do the Live Richer Challenge again. It is free, and it will be free every year, and every year to get the financial help you need for free. The Live Richer form is completely free, and it's like such an awesome place because you get all this free information. This, like I said, is $25 a month, and so it's just the next level, so that way you guys can add on to what you already know. Anything else? Oh, wait, so I asked Tom, I don't know if you remember, but I said I was going to try to squeeze something free, because you guys know I love free, something free, a free tidbit, a free tip, something free from Tom. And so Tom had something awesome to share with us that we can do starting today once you hang up on this Google Hangout, something you could do now to begin not investing, but that you can begin to really start opening up your mind and learning more about investing. So, Tom, what is that free tip?
Oh, that's exactly what it is. And she had to kind of twist my arm a little bit to get to something, but that's okay. Why couldn't we, right? So the other thing what I wanted to share is actually something that I use very, very frequently, and it's helped me take a look at the entire stock market in one snapshot. So I want to leave you with something called the Market Watch Heat Map. So again, it's a company. It's called Market Watch, and if you Google it, Market Watch Heat Map, so like heat as in hot, cold, heat map, it gives you this like nice little box, okay? If you imagine it's a box, and actually what it represents, it's a visual representation of the S&P 500. And what is the S&P 500? It's the 500 companies that this brilliant place, they call them Standard & Poor, that they think represent the entire industry or the entire economy. So there's 500 companies, and they group them by size in this nice little cube, and it glows red or green, depending on how that company is doing at that specific time of the day. I mean, if the market is open, of course. So it'll go. So throughout the day, I can see it pulse. It'll go from green to red to dark red to really light green, whatever it is. However the company is doing, you can get a really good representation and a good snapshot of what's going on in the market just by going through this heat map. And not only that, but when you scroll over the little boxes, because they're broken out into little boxes, you can individually click on the company itself. So, like, let's say you like Apple, you can scroll over the Apple little box, click on it, and it'll actually show you more information and current news about Apple. So it's a great way to just look at stocks from one single visitation point.
Ooh, that's awesome. So I actually, if you are watching, well, obviously if you're watching, you're hearing me. But if you are watching, if you go to the comment section, like so you see Tom, you see me talking, if you scroll all the way down under the YouTube box, there's a comment section, and I have actually put the link to the Market Watch heat map that Tom mentioned. And it's just a great tool. I believe in simple and soon. So if you've taken my course, my Live Richer Challenge course, you know that I believe in simple and soon. So that's something you could take a look at today. Because the more you familiarize yourself, the more you make yourself more comfortable with all things investing, the better and the easier it'll get. Because remember, Tom is going to give pre-work. He's going to get, what did you say, Tom? Pre-work, action work? What was it?
Pre-work, pre-work. So that's kind of just getting ready. Then there's homework.
Yes.
And then there's active work, which is you're actually investing. So you're doing something while you're doing all this work.
Yeah, so that's just awesome. So, I mean, you guys are pretty quiet. So I also posted, we have like 7 minutes until the Live Richer Academy is open for business. So you're not going to be paying anything today. Instead, you're going to reserve your spot. There's only 100 spots, like I said, open. So you're going to reserve your spot. And I just posted the link in the comments under our YouTube box. You're going to reserve your spot today. And then April 1st, I will send you a link that if you want to join the academy, then you could sign up that way. Remember, I said it's $25 a month. It includes the investment course and every other course that we have that's coming out. You'll get more information about that on the 1st, only if you reserve your spot. Like I said, I'm only taking 100 people just because I know a lot more people have reached out to me, but I want to make sure that the technical kinks are worked out first. If you have any questions for Tom, like we have like 6 minutes. So now is the perfect time. I'm going to kind of like refresh my screen. If you have questions for Tom, questions for me, if you're feeling excited, let me know something. So I'm looking now. Don't be shy. After the technical run, do you plan to offer another investment course as a part of the Live Richer Academy? Yes. Great question, Wong Fried Rice. Okay, that's a different name. Definitely. So yeah, the technical run is really just to, like I said, it's not to work out Tom's material because that's done. It's really just to like get the platform like up the way I want it. I want it to look a certain way, and I just want it to run really smoothly. I'm testing out something that's similar to Google Hangout, but something that actually works, called Spreecast. So we're gonna play with that. Yes, but we're definitely gonna do another investment course 101, and then Tom is going to be adding on 201, 301, and that's just the next level, next level, next level. And then we'll also have, I would like to get someone to come in to teach about 401ks. So not just investment as it relates to growing wealth, but investment as it relates to retirement as well too. So I'm gonna take suggestions. You might say, Tiffany, I really would want to learn about this. So then I'll look for an instructor that is in alignment with the way I think about money and find them to teach that course. That's a great question. You will definitely be able, so it's not like Tom's only going to teach these 100 people, right? So Tom hopefully is not going anywhere anytime soon. And so we'll have him to teach more courses. Somebody said, Tiffany, I'm in the early stages of the LRC, but I have a share builder account already. Should I join the LRC Academy or finish the challenge? So Gregory, I say that you should probably finish the challenge. That the Live Richer Academy is not going anywhere. I really want you to have a strong foundation. If you have a share builder account and you just want to learn more about kind of like what you're doing there, I'm not saying that I'm anti you joining the academy, but I want to make sure that you have a strong foundation. So really, I would say it's really up to you how strong you feel of a foundation you have in the basics. Right, Tom? Is that what you say that too, right?
I would completely agree. I think financial well-being is our number one forefront. It's not about getting you signed up. It's about, are you ready?
Yes.
Here. And if you feel like you're financially ready and you're further along the path and you're stable enough and you're like, okay, I can benefit from the education that you're going to get from the investment, then yes. But if you're not comfortable then yet, then don't. Absolutely.
Exactly. So Royal says, when does the first day of class start? So Royal, I don't want to give you a specific first date. It's gonna be April 1st. I should know by then. So if you, like I said, if you once in 3 minutes, once 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time hits, you will be able to go and reserve your spot. And April 1st, I will let you know when the class will start. Tom and I are gonna work out with his schedule. It's most likely Tom gonna be like Sunday nights, correct?
Correct. Good thing you put that up. Is that it's going to typically be the same. I don't know if it's going to run at 9 o'clock. I don't know, but it's going to be Sunday nights twice a month. So that's what I would expect it to be. Yeah.
And the good thing is that let's just say you're like, oh no, I missed Tom. I signed up for the class and I missed. It's going to be recorded. You will always have access to watch any class. So you have the option of watching Tom live and asking live questions, and you'll also have the option of watching the video later. And we're going to create some sort of platform where you can ask questions later, and Tom will answer those questions live every class. As many questions, because I'm assuming a lot of you will have similar questions. So he's going to take a moment during class to answer your questions, so you don't have to worry about that. So I'm looking at any new questions. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, now is the time. Amy says, I'm so excited and always ready to learn. Tiffany, you have been a blessing. Oh, thanks, Amy. And it says, what time will classes start? So Miss B, Tom is going to determine. They're going to be Sunday evening. I don't know if they'll be as late as 9. It will be up to his discretion, but by April 1st, if you've RSVP'd,
We'll give you that.
you will know for sure. Tom is going to work out a time, because aside from teaching personal, investing, Tom actually has a full-time job. So he is not someone I lock in the class and then bring on out when I need somebody for the Literature Academy. So Tom will help. Tom will determine, but you'll know. So make sure you RSVP if this is what you really want to do.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
that's another point. We were just talking about the communication forum, and yeah, I'm gonna be able to do Q&A, and if you have questions, I mean, Tiffany and I, we're gonna work together. We're gonna answer whatever you have. But even in the meantime, feel free to even send Tiffany an email if you have something specific, and maybe we won't get to it tonight. Email her or email me. She'll shoot her a link because my email is nice and long, so I'm not going to give it to you yet. But email me, even if it's like an inquiry, you have a question, you're not ready to sign up, whatever. Just send me an email, or Tiffany or whoever, and we'll get those open to you as well. And even going forward, so let's say we have, you join the academy and you have questions, and I didn't get through them in the session. Again, a personal email will do just fine, and I will, I'll get back to you as soon as I can. So that's always an option.
This is what I'll do. If you RSVP for this and you're watching, I will send just like I sent you a reminder email today, I'll send you an email saying, hey, this is Tom's email, so you can connect with him if you have questions about the class and investing and all that kind of stuff. Someone said, what time will classes start? So Ms. B we already answered that. So Terica said, Tiffany, will you be writing a book on investing? Terica, no. Because I am not an investment. I only write what I know for sure. Like the 1 week budget, I am the budget queen. I can budget in my sleep. I can budget in your sleep. I am the budgetnista. The Live Richer Challenge, everything I spoke about there, I felt really comfortable with. So I don't see myself writing a book on investing unless I was going to partner with Tom, who would be the guru, and then I being like I'm really good at teaching since I was a teacher and that's what I went to school for. So that would be the only way. But as far as the budgetnista, writing a book from the budgetnista's own mind about investing, nope. Although, don't worry that throughout the class, Tom and I are going to work together to really create the materials that you're going to need. So this is not just you watching him live. There's also going to be materials that you're going to be able to keep and use to further your understanding of investing. So Nyla had a great question, Tom. She said, will we be learning about covered call writing and dividend collecting?
Covered call? No. We can, but that's like, you're talking about investment fundamentals, and now you're talking about covered calls. That's like the end of the spectrum, okay? So that one may or may not in the future, but I don't foresee it, unless it's like a special request or something like that. What was the second part?
Dividend collecting.
Dividend collecting, I guess, we can talk about dividends in general and how to, if there's dividend strategy and how do you invest in the right, whatever ETF or, stock itself if you want a dividend generating portfolio. That's definitely something a little long, down the lines. I would say like module 2 or 3 when we talk about asset allocation. That's definitely on the books.
So what he's saying is in this. So Nyla, it sounds like you are a bit more savvy as it relates to investing. So then that means that 101 might not be for you, maybe 201. And the good thing is, like right now, actually, if you go to livericherchallenge.com and you click Live Richer Academy, you can actually see the breakdown of the classes. So you'll know, like, you know what, this might be too beginner for me. Maybe I'll wait till the next 201 comes out. Or maybe I'll just get a refresher. And so, and actually, like it's 10:02 now, so you will be able to RSVP now, actually, and save your spot because I only left 100 spots open. Someone said, Najee said, is this course set up for individuals utilizing mobile devices most of the time, or laptop, or is a laptop or desktop necessary?
Well, I guess there's two questions to that, Tiff. Is you know, we can talk about the learning platform. So that's something that's in your court. And then if you're talking about mobile trading, that's a little different as well. That's my court. And if you're talking about mobile trading and how do you access those type of things, that is available already. I mean, there's tons of brokers out there that have mobile trading platforms, and we can dive a little bit into that. But that's only one half of the question, I suspect.
Yes. And so, yeah, and I say this, that you will be able to, like, if you have your phone, you'll be able to watch Tom's classes via your phone if you have a smartphone, and you'll be able to access the materials via the platform via your smartphone. So definitely, yes. So you don't have to have a laptop in order to participate. But eventually, you will have to be able to, if it was me, you're going to want to download and possibly print some of the materials that Tom is going to send you. So, but it's not absolutely necessary that you have a laptop. Oh, Nyla says she just registered. Whoop, whoop. Like I said, you're not paying anything tonight. Registration is just to reserve your spot. I'm only allowing 100. But please don't register if you don't think that you're going to move forward, because I want to be able to keep the registration open for people who really are thinking they're ready to move forward. And if for whatever reason you're not able to register because the spots have all been filled, there is going to be a wait list. So if someone drops it, you will receive an email right away, and you'll be given 24 hours to kind of jump in. So just keep an eye on your inbox. Royal says, will we get questions answered about investment if we're not the first for 100? So yes and no. So you will get questions answered about investment just like you always have in the Live Richer group, but they won't be Tom, because in the Live Richer group we have 10,000 people and we have one Tom. So right now in the 100 class, so Tom is going to really focus on, they're going to be able to ask questions, and he's going to answer them during the live video like classes. And so if you're in the class, that's what you'll be able to see. That's the benefit of joining the class. But like the Live Richer forum is always going to be open. But I don't know that, it's up to Tom's discretion to kind of answer some questions in the forum or not, but he will definitely be answering them in the class, because that's the purpose of signing up, because he has a limited amount of time, so he won't just be open for everyone. Someone says, I want to learn about 401k. So Andrea, what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to have a separate course like Live Richer 401k. So this is Live Richer Investing 101, but so not in this course will you learn about 401ks. Someone said, you said you weren't done with all the challenges in the Live Richer Challenge. You wouldn't advise us to do the academy. This is Nicole. I have a share builder account and I haven't done anything with it. Would you recommend I invest in at least one company, small, or wait? So Nicole, if you haven't done anything with it, I know Tom is going to say just wait, right, Tom?
I'm going to back you up 1,000,000%. Don't blindly ever invest in anything just because you want to or you should. Investing is a very precarious situation, but we're here to help you do the best with your money. So I would also, I definitely reinforce, just hold off. It's not going anywhere. And the number one thing about investing is if you're not losing money, you're gaining. So it's okay.
So just wait. It's better for you. So I don't know if you guys remember my story of how much money I lost when I first started investing, $35,000. Honestly, a rich investor is a knowledgeable investor. It is not wise to invest in things that you do not understand. That's the beauty of this class. You haven't done anything thus far. Waiting a few months, honestly, it's going to take a while before you're really proficient enough to feel comfortable doing whatever you're going to do with your money. Remember, this class is not going to teach you how take your money and put it here. It's going to educate you to make correct choices for yourself, but ultimately, you have to be responsible with what you do with your money. We're not going to tell you where to put your money. Instead, this is an education course, and just be mindful of that. And for those of you who have signed up, who will sign up, we're going to be sending you more just information about like what the course will and will not do for you. This is an education course, and we want to make sure that you make the best decisions or give you the tools you need to make the best decisions. Oh, I see Chanel registered. Whoop, whoop. Yasmin registered. Nina said, will we be able to purchase a module later if we aren't quite ready? Definitely. So, Nina, this is what's going to end up happening, that Tom, this is our first run, but Tom will teach this module, right? You're going to teach this course again, right? Correct, Tom?
Yep.
So don't worry about if you don't get in this first 100, because remember, this is our technical run. It will come out again, and what will happen is once you decide, yes, I want to be part of the Live Richer Academy, and you're like, yes, I'll pay my $25 a month, you will have access to all of the courses. So they will always be recorded, so you'll always have access to the courses that are open at that moment. So you'll be able to kind of see like what's open and download them and watch them. So if you're not ready, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with not being ready and being honest with yourself. That's what's most important.
Agreed.
I'm just going to refresh one more time, and I'm going to let Tom have his life back. Thank you guys for coming back, because it was a little bit crazy with them, but it's just so awesome to see. We had up to like 60 people watching, and that came back. I'm going to see if anybody else has any other questions. She said reserve. Oh, Monica reserved her spot. Whoop, whoop. But Lacey reserved her spot. About how many modules do you plan to offer on the subject of investment? So, Wong Fried Rice, you have a great question. So with this course, there are 6 lessons in this one course, 101. So Tom, we were just talking like behind the scenes, and he was like, he foresees. I mean, like I said, Tom already has a 9 to 5, and he's doing awesome there. But he foresees that, there's going to be, I don't know, Tom, what are you thinking as far as how many possible courses?
There's going to be a lot. I mean, let me rephrase that. Not a lot, but there's going to be a handful to the point where you're going to have a catalog of what you want to invest in. So you're talking about, again, investment 101, covered calls, options, a lot of, like those type of things. So there's going to be a spectrum, whether it be 1 or 10, I don't know yet. I think what I'm trying to do is maximize your time as well, is that we don't want to drag things out if they don't have to. So I think Tiffany and I, we're going to work to rewrite the curriculum to the point where it's succinct enough that we can offer the smallest amount, but the best amount for you guys. So again, whether it be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, I don't know what that looks like yet, but you can definitely bet that it's going to be the right number for you.
Yeah. Wow, I see. Wow, you guys are like fast. 42 of you have already like reserved your spot, which is pretty awesome.
Great.
I know, and so that's good. So I'm glad you came back, because we had about 100 people on the call last time, and what that means is that some people didn't come back around. So tomorrow I'm going to be sending out a mass email, kind of like letting everyone know, like, if you want to reserve the rest of the 60 spot, and I'm assuming by the time we wake up, I'm sure we'll be at 60, 70. But if you want to reserve your spot, so if you know of anyone, if you have an accountability partner who you think might be interested, let them know before all spots close. Let me just refresh one last time and make sure that we don't have any last questions.
Okay, we can answer.
And let's see. I'm like, thank you for working with me, Google Hangout, these last few minutes.
Thank you.
Let's see. I know. I'm like, all right. So Tabitha reserves her spot. Whoop whoop, Monica. Okay, so Tom, I don't think we have any additional questions. You went first. I mean, did you guys see my shirt? Isn't it so great? More than money, it's the movement. So for my Live Richer Challenge girl, see, it's Live Richer Challenge. I'm like, oh, my Live Richer Challenge T-shirt. I'm gonna be putting them up on the site soon. So don't worry. I know you guys been bugging me like, Tiffany, where are they not on the site yet? They're coming. They're coming. I've just been really busy building the academy. So, Tom, thank you so much. You're so awesome. Thank you for being patient and for rocking out. And I cannot wait to start.
Me as well. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for going.
All right. Good night.
Bye.